It's well known in the handbag community that Loewe has insanely good calfskin. But today we're going to compare it to the rose calfskin and find out who comes out on top. Who has the most luscious leather? Let's get going! Hey leather loyalists, I'm Lindsay and this is Luxe Leather Revival, where we are brand agnostic but loyal to the leather. Today I'm bringing you a compare and contrast of the Loewe Small Puzzle and the Rose Terrasse Bauletto. So you may not have thought of these two as being similar, and that's because they have some pretty big differences. One is a single top handle with a shoulder or crossbody strap. The other is only a top handle and it has two handles. So maybe this would not have come up in your mind as a comparison, but when I started carrying this one, I realized it had very similar capacity to the Small Puzzle. So I have lots of friends who have gorgeous puzzles in their collections, and it's one of their top favorite bags because of how usable it is. And I wanted to share with those friends that this bag, in my opinion, is even more usable than the puzzle. So first we'll go with the differences. One handle, two handles. As far as tallying a score, I wouldn't call either of those a winner or getting an extra point. This one, however, does have an adjustable and removable strap. This is the original version where when you bring this strap to its longest setting, these two larger pieces lap over each other and become a shoulder pad, which is comfy. But I tend to not wear it as a crossbody. I like it as a shoulder bag. And here's how that looks. And from the front, you may be noticing a little something extra that didn't come with this bag that I added. And this is a Coach chain strap, completely leather. So it starts with this darker blue that goes very nicely with the bag and then transitions to this really cool chartreuse color. Anyway, that's not the purpose of this video, but I just wanted to explain what that was. Now let's go on to the opening of the bags. Here's where we start to see some point differentiation. So the interior of the small Loewe puzzle, the version that I have, which is the OG version, is a textile. It is a nice like cotton twill. Let me get up in there. And it's light colored so you can more easily see stuff inside. There are two slip pockets, one on either wall inside this main compartment. They're not zippered, they're not snapped, they're just slips. And other than that, that's about the whole interior. So when we look at the interior of the Terrasse Bauletto, it's actually lambskin lined. So there are same number of pockets, we've got two, but this back pocket is actually a zipper pocket. Make sure you can see the zipper. And then on the other side, and you do have to get these out of the way to get to the zippers, so I suppose that's a little con, but I found it really enjoyable to touch this leather, so I really don't mind picking it up to get it out of the way. But then there's your slip pocket on the back side, or the front side, I would say. I like to have my zipper pocket on the back. That's just me. So as far as internal linings, my personal preference, and this is not everyone's, I understand, so this ranking is only going to be my personal preference, but I prefer the lambskin lining of the Terrasse Bauletto over the linen lining of the puzzle. Next, let's talk about the big factor, which is the opening of the bag itself. So with the puzzle, you have this flap, and you pull that out of the way. You can do so easily while holding the bag up by your knuckles. And then easily zip. It's a gorgeous zip, nice long zipper pull. This is as big as this opens. So that is where the Terrasse is also going to catch an additional, and in my book, a very big point over the puzzle, and that is she opens wide, quite wide. Now, you would maybe not expect a bag with a zip top to do so, but this one has an extended tail. So what that does is it allows this two flaps of leather to lie flat against the insides of the bag. And I don't have to hold them there. I can just show you by grabbing the handles only. They naturally want to lay down and out of the way, which is lovely. We love openings that are huge, but then also provide security and some privacy. Yeah. So I'll show you what this looks like fully zipped up so you can see that there are gaps. It's not a fully closed bag. So we've got a gap here and a gap here, but I really have never had anything fall out. I have had this fall over, although it's hard to do because she's got a nice big base and then her shape doesn't let her get top heavy. So that's another nice little bonus. This guy, nothing's gonna fall out. But yeah, again, that opening is kind of small. I don't find any discomfort to the zipper. I'm rubbing my hands against both of them, you know, the palm side and the back side. No discomfort there. So you're not gonna hurt yourself on the zipper. It's not gonna irritate your skin, but it's just not as big and easy to get your stuff. So with this one, I find myself just dropping things in. And when I need them, I can just, let me get the zipper out of the way. I can just shuffle around in there and find it without having to pull things out because there's, well, first I don't carry a whole lot, but what I do carry, I can shift through items. There's enough space to move them around without having to take things out to find what's on the bottom, which I also really love. Now, a point for, well, let's give it 2 points. A point for the back zipper pocket here and a point for feet. There are no feet on the Terrasse Bauletto. One thing I wanted to see, because I haven't done this yet, is to take a card holder and put it in this back pocket and see if it fits. So this is a card holder from Coach. It is vintage and it is buffalo leather and it is so durable and so gorgeous. This one has been well used and well loved by me, and I bought it pre-loved. So I'm gonna give you some ASMR here. It squeaks. But anyway, this is fully leather. There's no textile on this anywhere. It's got an opening here to put cash and other cards in the middle, and then you've got 2 card slots on either side. So we're not here to talk about the card holder, but I do love this one. So let's see, does it fit? Oh, it does, and it did not take much effort. So I'll show you with my fingers where this, how big the interior pocket is. So it goes all the way to here. So it's a pretty nice size. You could put, like I just showed you, a card case or a card key fob that you don't need to get out. You just need to have it on your person. It's a great usage for that. Whereas the Terrasse Bauletto, no exterior pockets, but I have not found that to be a limiting factor. I usually really love an exterior pocket, but the way that I can just drop things in and easily find them in this bag, I don't need a back pocket. So just a little note on that. I will show you the bottom so you can see why I feel like they are similar to one another. Here is a comparison from the side of both bags. So you're starting to see the Terrasse Bauletto has a little bit more capacity. So that's a nice bonus. Now, this is where in many people's minds the Terrasse loses major points to the point where it may be a deal breaker for them. And that is, this has no strap and no way to attach a strap. Maybe a conversion kit would work, but I'm not sure. So I have a solution for that. I'll show you in a moment, but I do want to show you the strap that comes on the original version of the small puzzle. So you're seeing these 2 larger pieces of leather, and then they come in with this little shape here. When you adjust the strap to be crossbody length or its longest extension, ooh, these have not been changed much, so they're a little stiff. It's the little peg in hole type of adjustment here. If we bring it all the way up, that's when it becomes a little shoulder pad on the longer strap. So you can definitely wear this crossbody, and it sits here on me on its longest length. That's not too bad. I have stopped wearing crossbody options where I can do shoulder or top handle, and I don't know if that is because of the trends changing. I have always thought that I was immune to trends and influence, but here I am carrying top handles and shoulder bags more and leaving these straps that are extendable to crossbody length at the shoulder length instead. And maybe it's a trend, maybe it's, who knows, but I am loving my shoulder bags very much right now. It's a nice throw it on your shoulder and forget about it. So, okay, so I promised you to show you how I get around having a top handle bag, but still needing to put it on my shoulder when I want to be hands-free. And I have a little hack for that. This is not sponsored. Nano Bags doesn't know I exist. I am a brand new channel, but they make incredible products, and you may not think of these as purse accessories, but I do. So what I do with these is, and by the way, they're very small and very lightweight. They're not waterproof, so this is not like a raincoat for your bag, although it would help if you're stuck and this is all you've got. I'm sure it would keep some of the water off of your bag, but it becomes a 19-liter tote. And you could use this, you know, if you're going to farmer's market and whatnot and you want to carry your produce and groceries in this, definitely can. I use it to keep my purses clean. So once I have it open, and I'll do this, I just did it last night at a restaurant with my friends, and they laughed. They said, "Do you have a bag for your bag?" And I said, "I do." And one other said, "Well, I guess you're not getting salsa on your bag tonight." And I said, "Never." So when you need to be hands-free, you can throw the bag inside the tote and throw it on your shoulder. It is not the most stylish tote. It is adorable. I'll show you a little closer up. These sleeping space foxes, apparently, is the one I chose. And then in the micro, I just went with a solid color. I bought these a few years ago. I'm betting that they have so many more patterns and sizes and options for you now. I should go check them out again, but I wanted to share that really cool hack with you. So here is a close-up of the Loewe finely grained calfskin. It's very nice, and I know images are not going to be able to give you a feeling, so you'll just have to trust me that my opinion, only an opinion, not objective, totally subjective, my opinion is that the rose calfskin is even better than Loewe's. And it's just so beautiful. You can see the veins in the hide. Oh, love it. So again, just my opinion, because with great leather comes great responsibility. This is a tougher, more hardy leather than this. And this one has sharp corners where these pieces fold. And I have done a short, well, I should say I filmed a short where I conditioned this after the first 5 days of wear because all four corners had started to look lighter and dry. So a little bit gray instead of black and a little dry. And I came on here and I was like, oh, you put the leather here and you rub it in. And then I stopped recording, or thought I stopped recording. Turned out I didn't hit record. So that is gone. I have to wait for the corners to wear down a little bit more again, but I do feel that the Saphir leather has given it such new life again. You would never know that this was gray and a little bit dry. And it may actually now take more time to get back into that shape with wear because of the Saphir than when it first arrived. So you gotta have good lotion if you have good leather. That's my motto. So the takeaway from these two bags is that this one has a shoulder strap built in, so you can utilize that without having to throw it in a tote and then throw it on your shoulder. But I very much prefer using this one over this one because of that opening. That is just insane. And until next time, stay loyal to the leather. Bye, friends.